Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to European Race Night, and we are here live for Division 2, and I am very much looking forward to this. I'm Dame Zero, your lead commentator for today, and alongside me, Mr. ERN Massey. How are we doing today?
Very good, thank you. After all four divisions displayed some crazy results last week with people starting from outside the top 10 all getting on the podiums, it was I think Division 2 took the biscuit and nobody seemed to want to win it until the last sort of 5-10 laps, so I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, definitely so. It was a very crazy Australian Grand Prix for everybody. I mean, I think, what was it? Everybody outside the top, the bottom five, everybody in the bottom five, should I say, sorry, managed to win the race in all four divisions, which is kind of insane when you kind of put it in that perspective.
Yeah, it was absolutely crazy. I mean, I think Dave's Roberts in Division 1 and Boots in Division 2 stand out as some just absolutely incredible drives from last week. It just goes to show it ain't over till it's over. And yeah, I'm looking forward to Division 2 putting on a show again.
Yeah, definitely so. We have Dino there in the Williams, will be the first man to set a qualifying time here today. One person who looks like he wants to go for the mediums, from what I can see, is Elite in the Racing Point, currently still in the pits. But we've also got behind him, we've got Felipe, we've got Christoph out there, Beastie Legends, Speedy, Psycho Swish, Mike is out there, Storm is out there, and Sissy Bros is out there along with Boots. So all the outlaps are starting to get underway here in Under the Lights in Bahrain as we go on board with Dino for the first lap. Massey, do you want to take us through with this? I'll give you the honours.
Yeah, I'll give it a go. So see Dino now powering down into turn 1. Got to get your braking right here. You don't want to be running it too deep. And as I spoke with Dame earlier, the exit here, bring over the curb, so easy to lose it. We've seen that in some practice sessions already. Coming to the next corner, again, we want to try and carry as much speed through here as possible before we get into the twisty technical sector 2. Let's see how it takes the curves, aggressive onto the first curve. He can just about touch the second curve, but then again it's pick your braking spot for the hairpin, and then arguably he climbs up the hill. The worst corner on the game. Is he going to lock up here? We see a lot of people running wide, but he hits it perfectly. It looks like he got good drive as well as getting into the DRS section now. Coming up now to the fast left-right section. You want to avoid the curb on the right here because that is known as death, hell, and no mercy. And yeah, nice line through there. Then again, you want to hit a late apex here to try and get a good drive onto this straight. Powering down, it's looking like a good solid opener like this from Dino. It's looking really quick already. Maximising the track width as he comes into the final corner. Foot to the floor. What's Dino going to do as he crosses the line? 25 to start off. It's a good banker from Dino there, really good banker.
I'm happy I gave you that roll. Do you know why? Because I had a massive sneezing fit as you were doing that, and I couldn't stop sneezing. So that would not have been good if I actually took that lap. And we have a Renault down there, and that's Boots, who is in the gravel down by the hairpin in Sector 2 as he rejoins the track there in the Renault. And straight away, Boots not off to a good start. There's NRC Island in the McLaren with a 25.5, and there's Felipe, I imagine, backed out of that lap and is going for another. Sissy Bros has invalidated his lap. Boots on his push lap went off. Here comes Storm coming round the final corner. There's a Racing Point in front. There's Cycle Swish with a 25.1, currently a Williams front row. Here comes Storm. Can he upset that? He gets third with a 25.4. Who else is about to come across the line? Just looking down there, looks like a Alfa Romeo. Is that going to be a Speedy? It is. He's in 6th with a 25.9. A Mercedes about to come across the line, and that is of, who was that? Beastie Legends in 5th with a 25.6. Now, who is next to come across the line? Boots obviously coming into the pits now for AlphaTauri, just starting his hot lap. Is that Christoph next? Yes, it is. Christoph in the final corner. Let's see what he does. He was good last season in the qualifying sessions, really came alive in the qualifying sessions. Ready to go. We go 6th with a 25.6, a lot. Oh, and there's another lap, and that's Anthem with another 25.6. The 25.6s and the 25.5s is what we are looking at currently for these first runs. There's Brent with another 25.6. These 25.6s absolutely flying in. Here comes either Ramos or Steve in the Haas. It's going to be Ramos. I imagine that was an invalidation for him. It would have been a 26.4 on that run for him, but I imagine that was invalidated. Steve was invalidated also. Reckless is just starting his, is just on his outlap, should I say. Jezza, where is he? He's currently in sector 3 as everybody's kind of on their in-laps at this current moment in time. Shoot is just behind him. Skeefy's about to start his flying lap. He's in the final corner, so it'll be interesting to see what he can do. Jezza is purple in the middle sector, so he's going to look to try and challenge this unless Codemasters are lying to us.
Speedy's just gone third.
Speedy going third. He stayed out for another run. Thank you for that, Massey. I didn't see that. 25.3 there from Speedy. A nice lap from himself. Where's Jessa going to put it? Currently not set to time. Where's he going to put it? He puts it 11th. So Codemasters, you were lying to us, you rascals.
Yeah, Speedy will be after sorry.
It's okay, go ahead.
I was saying Speedy and second switch will be after some good points after their 12 rounds of the boxing in Australia. They'll be after,
yeah, you could call it that.
They'll need some good points here today.
Yeah, definitely so. Shoof with a 25 dead also, so putting himself in 5th. But look how close it is with the 25.6s. I mean, there's five drivers there. All in the... There's another one. There's Ramos in the 25.7s. He's just outside of it. He's just put himself in that little area. So, really, everybody pushing for it and very similar pace.
It's crazy. Ramos improves by 4/10. He jumps 9 positions, just 4/10. That's how close it is. This is incredible. I knew it was going to be close in Division 2 again. Yeah, not disappointing.
As Reckless comes across the line and sets a 26 dead, my mic was on mute because I was typing on my keyboard. It says, oh, Skeefy goes really deep into turn 3 on those medium compound tyres. And I'm surprised he's not aborted that lap, and I think he may. Yes, he has. There we go. He has aborted that lap, went very, very deep, and Elite is behind him. He was another one who decided to go for the medium compound tyres. Let's see where he's going to put it amongst the pack. So only 2 drivers so far looking to go for those mediums, as BCT Legends went for another lap, 3-lap-old softs, and does a 25.3, puts himself in 3rd. So a nice another lap there for him, and I'm surprised people are staying out there for more laps on those tyres. Especially
considering how quickly they go off those softs. They're a great time, great stun, but they're not a good race tyre. They go quite quickly. No. Elite, we don't know if it's the Codemasters glitch, but has gone purple in sector 2 on the mediums. I'd be surprised if that's true.
Well, we never know. I mean, it said Jezza was, and he's in 14th, so you know what Codemasters can act like. But here comes the racing point through the final corner. We saw he was quick last week. What's he going to do here? Can Elite challenge? He goes 13th with a 25.9 on those medium compound tyres. And that is a very nice lap there for the mediums. Boots has invalidated his attempt. Sissy Bros has got a purple sector 1 there and goes a bit too deep there into the hairpin. Just couldn't get it turned around in time, so that's a big shame for him. That will slow down his time a little bit. Island has just started his flying lap. He's down there, and that's a Williams by the looks of it.
Is that
and is that one of the boys? Yes, it is.
Dino.
Dino, in turn 3, has lost the front left end plate. So he's got a little bit of damage there from himself, and must have been pushing on that lap. And unfortunately, the grip just wasn't there for him, and that's took that challenge away from him on this occasion.
Yeah, he'll be looking for some consistency after being at least closest challenger in the early stages of Australia before he made his mistake. So he'll be wanting to try and get back in the pits, get some fresh rubber on, and get out there and see if he can challenge those that rating point ahead of him.
Yeah, definitely so. I can't remember who I was watching before I went on to NRC Island. He was further ahead than Island, and I can't remember who it was.
There is a Ferrari coming around, I think. Is he on a lap, or is he...
I think he's on an out lap, and that's Christoph currently on a out lap. I'm trying to remember who it was. My mind's gone blank. We'll stick with Island. We'll stick with NRC Island. Oh, never mind. He's just invalidated his attempt, so never mind me. Ignore me, ladies and gentlemen. It's just bad luck. Dino obviously coming into the pits for his wing damage. Storm is currently in sector 2 in the Red Bull. We've got yellow flags down there. Probably people just letting drivers past, not getting in their way as Ireland comes round for another lap. There, Brent. Go ahead, Massey.
I was going to say Storm looks dead level at the moment, so he needs a really good final sector now if he's going to improve.
Yeah, a lot of drivers out there currently on laps. Felipe has switched out to the medium compound tyres also. So he's gone for those mediums now. He went originally out for the softs and now going for the medium compound tyres in the Ferrari. So that will be interesting to see what he can do on those medium sets. I mean, very hard here. I mean, it's a good strategy to do.
Storm loses that last corner.
Oh, big shame and getting out the way. Ooh,
every time I watch Storm in qualifying, I dig him.
Stop watching him, man.
Sorry, Storm.
Who is that? Hold on, give me 1 second. I have a message that can you just do me a favour, Massey, and uninclude and re-include your audio, please, in the party?
Yeah, second.
Thank you, does it? Christoph comes across the line. He goes quicker, but only by 1/100th of a second. Brent is about to come across the line in the Renault. He goes 5th with a 25.3, improves by 0.2 of a second. Speedy currently just in sector 1, and by the looks of it, is he backed out of that one? I think he has. Yes, he has. So he's backed out of that one already. There's Ireland with a 25 dead, setting the pace now for Bahrain. It will be very interesting to see how he can do and how that can be defended here today, and if anybody can put up a challenge for that. Ramos just starting his flying lap. Where is Felipe? He's in the final corner on those medium compound tyres. 28.9 he did on those softs, so I imagine backed out of it. What's he going to do on the mediums? He 5 seconds slower on that run, and it looks like he backed out again. There's Shu with a 25 dead. 0.02 of a second between him and NRC Ireland. Cycle Swish is about to come across the line. He's currently in 3rd with a 25.1. What's he going to set? He puts it. He goes quicker by 0.05 of a second, but it's not enough for him to jump any places. Speedy's about to come across the line in 6th place with a 25.3. What's he doing here? He goes. Yeah, he backed out of that lap. I forgot he did. I knew he backed out of it. I just forgot.
Are we going to see a 24? That's the question. Is someone getting agonisingly close? I want to see a 24.
We will. I am fairly confident, especially in these guys, that we are going to see a 24. I'm currently on board with Boots, and he's currently just in sector 3 with a 1:04.1 in the 2nd sector, which is quite a quick time from what I've seen from most drivers doing so far. He's heading into the final corner. Let's see what he's able to do here. Down into 3rd, then up into 4th. Oh, on that curve, nearly losing it. Kept it there nice and smooth, and he puts himself into 9th place with a 25.3. Boy, this division is close today.
Oh yeah, I mean that little wiggle at the end could have. I mean, if that cost him a 10th, and that's just cost him about 4 places. That's how close it is. That little wiggle may have cost him row 2 on the grid. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy how close it is. Dino's currently out there on another lap. He's in 4th place. Has NRC Ireland gone for another lap? Or did he go for another lap? He's on 2-lap-old softs there. So, with very low ERS. So, I imagine he's just on his in-lap now.
Yeah.
As we are heading into the last 4 minutes. As apparently Elite has set the purple sector 1. Which I doubt. I'm not saying it's not true. But I doubt because of cold matches. Not because of Elite. Yeah, not because of Elite's abilities, but because of Cold Masters and their broken games. Let's have a quick look here. Jezza, he is in 17th with 26.2. And let's see how he's going to do here. He's coming into the final corner now. Can he improve on this time? He really does need to improve. And I think that was a car that's just come across the line there. I'm not too sure that was Cisco. There's Dino with a 24.9. And Jezza improves also with 26 dead, but not enough to move him up any places. Dino setting the benchmark now with the 24s.
Elite invalidated in the last corner, and after 2 sectors, he was 9/10 up on his time. He was going to be right there with Dino at the end, but he's invalidated on the last corner. He's going to have to do a quick stop and shoot out again. Pressure on Elite now.
A big shame for him, just looking through the field. Everybody's kind of on their in-laps now. BCC Legends apparently was 0.3 quicker on that lap, but it says he's now on a flyer, but we shall see. He's just started, no, he has just started the flying lap, so we'll come back to him later on. Sissy Bros, I think, has backed out of his run too. Yes, he has. So not using full throttle there, as we can tell. Felipe's in, so everybody kind of in the pits now for their tyre changes and for their last runs, as Beastie Legends apparently sets a purple Sector 1 and is 2 tenths up in Sector 1. So really challenging now for pole position, that top 8, 9, 10 places here in Bahrain in Division 2, all battling for this.
What's scary is 8 tenths separate the top 15 drivers. I'm sure any one of those, if they put their mind to it, especially the ones towards the back end at 15, could find half a second. Knowing how quick some of these guys are, that's how close it is. One mistake and it could put you from front row to row 6.
Yeah, definitely. So it is critical here in Division 2. Now, Massey, I didn't take any predictions, but now we're in the final stages of qualifying and we're going to see it. Who are you putting down here to take pole? It's going to be very, very tight.
I know through the grapevine that this is one of Elite's favourite tracks. We saw how quick he was last week, so if he can put a lap together, then he'll be up there.
There's BCC Legends. Sorry to interrupt there, Massey. BCC Legends with a 25 dead. So another 25 dead there. Second, third, and fourth. Very, very tight.
Wow.
And this is just proving how close this division actually is.
Yeah, they're all out again now. I think we're going to go with... It's just so close. Where do people squeeze in? Dino, Legends, and Elite. I think Elite will get himself into the top 3, but it's a pressure lap, so I'm not sure if he'll risk it as much. But I know from what I've heard, this is one of his favourite tracks on the calendar.
I'm currently on board with Anthem, who's 4 tenths up on his time, which will put him around 7th place at this moment in time. We know how quick Anthem actually is in the later stages of the season, as we saw last season. Very, very quick as he gets a bit of a squirrel there, heading towards the line. Where's he going to put it? He improves and puts himself into 8th with a 25-2. So that's where Anthem is currently. I'm trying to work out now, Massey, who will be the next person to actually cross the line, who's on a lap.
There's so many cars up there. There are... God. Islands up on his time by 10th. Legends, I believe, will be on an in-lap.
Jez are going deep there in turn 1, and comes back onto the circuit. Shoof has just started his flying lap. I imagine that we have the timing glitch, as we always do, here in the commentary box. It's not as helpful as anything else. And that's Dino. Has Dean retired? Was that in the pits, or was that on the track? It's in the
he's
pits.
In the pits, I think, yeah.
But, so he won't be getting another one. So a 1:24.9 is the time to beat. So does BC Legends. So them two are currently on the front row. NRC Island is heading towards the final corner now. Let's see if he can challenge that front row positions. He's got first and second, less than a 10th ahead of him. Let's see what he's going to do here. He's heading towards the line. What's he going to do? He goes third with a 25 dead 3-1.
Jesus, look how close it is.
200ths of a second. Cycle switch with a 25 dead 11. And that is an insane lap here. Shoof is currently on a lap also. Mike has invalidated his attempt. Well. Anthem. Elite is about to come round. He's quick. We know he's got the pace. DRS enabled. Racing Point is on the move. He puts himself on pole with a 24.6 by 0.3 of a second.
Take that.
What an insane lap that is. The both Red Bulls are down in 14th and 15th. They won't be moving up anywhere. Christoph is coming into the final corner. Let's see what he's going to do here. 25.6 he's set currently. What's he going to do? It's a 25.3. Puts him in 12th. The only person out there currently is Shoof. And I think he's done his lap and was just down on his time, unfortunately, on that run. I think there's one more, and that was Felipe, but he's backed out of that attempt. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is qualifying over here for Division 2.
Mr. Elite, take a bow. I said he was quick, Randy. I didn't think he was that quick.
That was a big, big lap there from Elite. From nothing to something once again. We saw it in Division 1 last season. From not last season, last race. Drivers going from bottom to the top. And Elite has just certainly done that. And puts himself on provisional... not on provisional pole, sorry. He puts himself on pole position. What a qualifying session that was. And look how close it was.
Speedy gave Ireland a toe by accident.
So let's give the ladies and gentlemen a quick rundown. Elite on pole position with a 24.6, and then it follows as Dino. Look how close these times are, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, as I go through them. We've got Dino in second and Cycle Swish in third. Beastie Legends fourth, Island fifth, Shoof sixth, Speedy seventh, Boot eighth, ninth is Brent, and Mike 10th. Outside the top 10 is as follows: Anthem, Christoph, Sissy Bros, Steve, Storm, Skeefy, Reckless, Ramos, Jezza, and Felipe rounding off the grid.
That is correct. I'm trying to think what the pole time was from the Division 1 race.
I mean, from first all the way down to 16th, it is under a second separate the grid.
That is insane. This division, I said it from the start of the last race, this division looks to be one of the most exciting divisions out of all four, and yeah, I mean, the qualifying alone is entertaining.
Yeah, absolutely insane, Massey. Great to see, though, from Division 2, and he's absolutely smashed that time there, and I think some people will maybe wanting him to go up to Division 1 with that time, especially 3/10 quicker than any other rival right now on that grid, and that is absolutely insane. From nothing to something, as we said. I mean, we look at this track, I mean, we had a street circuit last week, we now have a proper circuit here this week. What do you think is going to shake it up here in this race?
The people start from outside the top 10 because you can do a soft to hard here, but you've got to be good on your tyres and you're going to be slow at the end of each stint. Medium to hard is usually quicker. It depends if the front guys decide to two-stop, but they'll need clean air to do it. I apparently still sound like a robot.
Just do what I told you to do. It'll be an Xbox issue, unfortunately. Yeah, I do apologise. It's something that we can't control. He sounds absolutely perfectly fine to me in the Xbox party, but Twitch, Xbox, they really don't like us here at European Race Night. They really like to make our lives a little bit more difficult than it needs to be. But we crack on, we make moves. But carry on, Massey, if you're back in.
Yeah, so let me know if I still sound like a robot. If not, then I guess you just have to have a massive bot for the rest of the commentary. But yeah, I think the guys starting outside the top 10, if any safety cars, then I think they're going to have an advantage, because then the two-stoppers, if people do plan to two-stop, they're going to then have to make their way through traffic. But based on that pace, if Elite keeps it together and decides to run and hide, I think he's going to have to be my pick for the win, and then it's anyone's guess after that. It's that close. I mean, there's 6-7 cars within a couple of tenths of each other, so anyone's guess after that.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, we look further down the grid. Also, we had Skeefy and Storm, both Red Bulls, if I remember rightly, in 14th and 15th place. So, two cars that we don't really expect to see outside of the top 10, which also shows how, once again, if you don't get that lap in or you mess up a corner, it's going to cost you a huge amount of time and a huge amount of places. So, we see that from them two further down the grid, and I'm going to give a wild card here, Massey, and I'm going to say, in fact, I won't pick the one I want to. I'll pick the other one. I think Stevie will get P3. Because I'll get bollocks for cursing him again, like I apparently cursed you. You're under a curse, you know that. Yeah. I'm gonna say Storm P3. I think BCC Legends P2, and I think Island will take the win. I am going to do a big prediction here, and it's nothing against this person. But Elite, mate, I'm sorry, but you were crashing out at turn 3. I do apologise.
Yeah, you're too quick. we need him to come up against Bruno.
Yeah, Presto asking there, what was the pole time? And if I remember rightly, it was a 24.6, if I remember correctly, yeah. which was identical to, I think it was a 24.5 yesterday in Division 1.
Oh, I would love to see Elite taking on the likes of Bruno and Presto in Division 1. It depends on his assists, but yeah, that would make for some interesting Division 1 racing. Of course, I think that's similar to what our Super Cup runners were doing as well when they did their Bahrain race. in Division 1. So it's, yeah, I would like to see Elite taking on those guys. Yeah, 24-6 getting the pin, yeah. From Presto.
Yeah, indeed. It's going to be very, very interesting to see how this race is going to pan out and how it's all going to go. I mean, we are moments away from the formation lap. We saw an incredible race yesterday in Division 1 between the top 5 drivers staying with each other the entire race, trying to put Bruno under pressure. Bruno was put under pressure in some circumstances also. So, a very interesting race we could have here, especially on a track like this.
Yeah, definitely. I can't wait to see what these guys outside the top 10 starting the mediums can do, because obviously if there's no safety cars, then the guys in the softs can make a break, but any kind of incident in safety cars, and it brings them right into play around Bahrain.
Yep, definitely. So, I mean, one thing that I wanted to take note of, you said that one of your most hated corners was that left-hander going into the DRS.
Oh, God, yeah.
I'm going to top trump you on this one, good sir, and I want people in the chat to let us know what they think. Hanoi, after the DRS straight, that left-hand hairpin where there's no grip and you've got the curve right there. And that's next week, don't forget. That is our next race in Hanoi. So that is going to be insane in that monsoon of a track that gets wet all the time. So we could definitely see a wet weather race. I mean, we saw a wet weather qualifying last week in Australia for Division 4. But I don't think we've had a wet race yet this season so far. I mean, we're only 2 races in, but altogether it'll be 8 races throughout all of all the divisions. So it'll be interesting to see if any Bahrain track gets wet, but I doubt it. I very much doubt it.
I couldn't even imagine a wet Vietnam race. That just sounds like hell on wheels. That's not. Do you
not remember Division 3? Do you not remember Division 3 last season?
Oh, did we have a wet qualifying?
Yes, we had a wet qualifying. It was hell. It was hell. I somehow put it on pole, even though I hit the wall through the S's and smacked my wing off, and I still somehow put it on pole. I was like, how have I done this?
And you got squeezed out of turn 1 by the same guy twice out of 3 races, didn't you? Some guy called Massey.
Some guy called Massey, yeah. Some guy called Massey who I humiliated in Spa, funnily enough. But then he did humiliate me at the end of the season, which is all fun and games, isn't it?
It was a cracking season.
Yeah, it was. But you've got a big challenge on your hands in tomorrow's race, especially after your catastrophe in Australia, shall we say. Is that the word for it? I think that's the word for it.
It's still a blur.
Was the impact that hard?
All 3 impacts were hard. My own impact with the Mercedes. And then...
I said to you last week that I'm going to put a curse on you, and then the next day you raced. And I watched you go straight on just after the Sector 1 line and straight into the gravel, and I laughed. I laughed inside so hard that it made me glee with joy, good sir.
Yeah, out of superstition, I've gone back to my helmet that I was using last season now as well.
Oh, I did that. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. I did that.
Pinned off the leopard print helmet. It wasn't good.
Oh dear, oh dear. Presto's asking me, how's my Ferrari wheel? In tatters, good sir. In tatters. If for context for anybody out there, my child decided on my Thrustmaster 458 wheel to start biting the sides where the grips go, exactly where your hands go for changing gear, and ripped off the grips for that. So, yeah, that's all fun and games. Let's just say he was in the doghouse.
Also known as Dane crashed in Australia, so bit his wheel.
I hate you. I hate you. I mean, we are now 20 seconds away from the formation lap. I mean, I've ordered a new wheel now. I told the missus to get me the open wheel, the one that David wanted me to get, but she instead ordered me the Ferrari Formula 1 wheel. So I have that now also, so that should be coming very shortly. I'm also asking, how's my eyes? And once again, for more context, for more viewers that are out there currently, that have no idea what people are going on about, before this stream, literally as I was watching the McLaren stream, I was in the kitchen with my phone and everything like that. And there's me just preparing tea, all that jazz. And I was chopping some jalapeno chilies up. And the missus decides to speak to me halfway through. And me forgetting that I was just cutting jalapeno chilies up, I rubbed both of my eyes, not just one, I rubbed both of them as we have a disqualification from Shoot. So he will be starting on cold tyres. I rubbed both of my eyes and it went very, very wrong very, very quickly. Every single driver, though, is starting on the mediums or on the hard compound tyres outside the top 10. 3 drivers on the mediums, and that is of Steve, Jezza, and Felipe starting on those hards. Everybody else on medium compound.
Yeah, I've just seen Steve on the hards. He's going to be in the middle of a medium pack of drivers. But interesting that. I understand the Jezza and Felipe decision is there right at the back. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how Steve gets on with that, because if he can hold position early on, that could be quite a good strategy for him.
Yep, it definitely could. I mean, we've got to look here with Elite. Elite looking very, very strong, should I say, in qualifying. But can he continue that into the race? Dino will be looking to try and challenge him in the Williams right behind him. And he's in a Racing Point sandwich with Cycle Swish right behind him. So maybe some team orders if they're in a party together to hold him up and get Cycle Swish. And it could be looking very, very likely at the minute for a Racing Point 1-2.
Oh, we said that last week. What happened?
We did. The curse has begun, ladies and gentlemen. See, we get told off by drivers for mentioning their names. However, there's nothing that we can do. It's our job. We have to commentate. We can't just say the driver and the driver. Oh, the driver's gone through. Oh, this driver's gone through. We have to say their names.
Just thought Boots is going to have a tricky start now, because Shoof's going to be starting on cold tyres for this qualification, and Boots is right behind him on the grid. So a win from last week is going to possibly have to do a bit of dodging at the start if Shoof doesn't get away well.
Yep, definitely so. As we line up now on the grid, Elite to take his spot there on pole position. Dino alongside him, Psycho Swish and Beastie Legends on the second row of the grid. Island and Shoof with Speedy and Boots behind. In the final round of the top 10 is Brent and Mike as we now get ready to go racing, and it shouldn't be glitched. I'm just trying to get a good angle here, and in fact I've got a building. That's always good. They've gave me a building to see the grid. Here we go. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. We are getting ready. European Race Night Division 2. It's lights out and away we go. And Cycle Swish looked like he actually got a fantastic start there. He's looking to challenge. Look at Legend straight through there. He's looking to challenge early on. He's going down the inside here of Cycle Swish. He's looking to get that move done. Psycho puts it back on the inside. There's a little bit of contact between the two, but Beastie Legends gets it absolutely spot on. Speedy's not had a good start, passed by both Renaults, Boots and Brent. Mike is looking to challenge there, also looking further back down the grid. Here we go into turn 3. Both Renaults going side by side, and there's an AlphaTauri, and that was Mike spinning out, but he's managed to regain it and save it and keep himself into 11th place. Looking further on the grid, Brent and Boots. The 2 Renaults are on a move as we got Sissy Bros and Shoof coming down the inside. Sissy Bros trying to hang around the outside here on those medium compound tyres. But Shoof keeps that move done as Christoph and Mike go side by side into the double left-hander. And Christoph has that move done there. That was a fantastic move there from Christoph. And he gets that boxed off and done. But here comes Mike. And I think Mike's got a little bit of wing damage there on the front left end plate. But I'm not too sure there as them two are battling too. Reckless and Ramos were also battling further back, and I think Ramos got that move done.
What the first lap? AY Dino was not having the start he needed. Front row of the grid down to 5th already. Swish already starting to climb up the back of Legends. If he can get past Legends, then these two can start working together. Island already 4th. But yeah, not a good start from the Williams. Already down to 5th place.
No, definitely not, as Elite sets the fastest lap with a 30.7. Here comes Shoof. Shoof is looking here on Skeefy. Skeefy getting a really good start as the timing screens go ablaze here. Apparently DRS is enabled, and that was only the first lap. So I'm not too sure what's gone on there, but Mike's car isn't there, and is that Dino? Dino's lost it!
Oh, Dino
has lost it down at turn 2. We talked about how difficult that corner is to get power down, and he is now down in 20th place, which is a big shame from him, from the top of the grid to the bottom in just a matter of seconds, and it shows how risky it can be sometimes.
He lost his front right wing end plate, I think. Yes, he has. Oh, that's going to be a pit stop for the Williams. He told me before the race how much he hated this track, and it's despite a good qualifying, his first 2 laps have been, from his own point of view, will have been an absolute disaster. And he's yeah, he's gonna have to come in and get front wing. And now his only hope now is gonna have to pray for a safety car.
Oh, Mike had a little sniff there on Christoph, but he backed out of it at the last second. I mean, one person I do want to talk about from that start was BCT Legends, a mega start in that Mercedes, and flew through as Dino goes off again there down in Sector 2. Those tyres are roasting hot, and it's not a good day for the Williams boys down there today.
Yeah, the tyres, like you said, they're going to be too hot. It's come around my vote for the worst corner on the track, and maybe power a little bit early. Tyres still hot.
Oh, here comes Swish. Psycho Swish is going down the inside. Let's see how he's going to do with this. BCT Legends and Swish goes through. Oh, a little bit of contact there from BCT Legends into the back of Psycho. Is he able to get a move done? This time he does have DRS enabled, and both of them burning through their ERS as much as they possibly can by the looks of it.
Yeah, and there we have it. As we said before, Psycho Swish has now got into that second place. Can the racing points work together now to break the field? It looks like Swish has a bit more pace than Legends at this stage of the race.
Yeah, definitely so. And a person who had a mega start starting on the alternate strategy was Anthem in the Mercedes, 1.7 seconds behind 6th on those medium compound tyres, and is in a very nice position now to challenge.
See now, Dino is now in the pits. Going onto the hard tyres, so not retiring. That's good to see. He's going to crack on with those hard tyres.
Yeah, anything can happen. One safety car can change the whole complexity of this race and can really shove it to the guys up top, especially if you just go past the pit and the safety car comes out and that safety car collects you and you don't make it to the end of the pits on time. Oh, you're in big trouble.
Just noticed there's Anthem, who's obviously stuck on those mediums, as you mentioned before, offshore to 7th now. He's got a bit of a training formula behind him, but if he can keep that going, still 7th place, then he's looking really strong in that with the Mercedes.
Yeah, he really is. I'm just going to quickly have a quick look on board with BC Legends. He doesn't look close enough here in that Mercedes, but one person who is close enough is the 2 AlphaTauri boys, and that is Shoof and Mike, and Shoof moves up, and a Speedy and Anthem are battling also. Speedy down the inside of turn 2, and he's got that move done. Anthem is still there, nearly closing the door on him, but Anthem is going to try and battle here, going through into turn 3. Let's see how this is going to go. He's going to go round the outside of turn 3, and he's got that move done, but runs a bit wide, but he does keep that move done, and that is a very nice move there from Speedy.
So important for him to make that move, because they're beginning to fall back a bit from the rest of the soft tyre runners. Really important.
Yellow flags, and that's what is that? Is that
the other Williams?
Yellow flag there.
I think it's Dino again.
It's Dino. Yeah, it is.
He is having a horrid time out there.
And a very bad day for him today at the office in that Williams. Those hard compound tyres maybe just touched that curb. We all know the dreaded curb of death. As we head up with BC Legends, we all know the curve. We don't need to point it out to you, but it's just such a shame. He had such a good qualifying also, and it's just all gone from bad to worse here for him today.
Exactly. If he keeps his head down and gets some consistent laps in now, then he can stay on the lead lap. If he gets a safety car, he's right back in it again. But yeah, he needs to keep his head down, consistent laps in, see what he can make of it from now on.
Yeah, just currently on board with Skeefy, who are sat behind this train here, and they've got Dino again. That's a big shame. Here comes Skeefy. In fact, Skeefy's going to make a move here on the sister team of the AlphaTauri as he shoves him a bit closer to the pit wall there to try and get his angle for turn 1 all wrong. He's trying to hang it around the outside. Is Mike. A little bit of wheel banging there and a bit of contact between the two. Skeefy and Mike. Oh, and there goes Sissy Bros. He is collected due to that incident and because of the slowing down for Mike to regain his car, and that's gave him wing damage. Front left end plate is gone on his car. Here comes Felipe. Felipe's now going to have a look on Jezza, and he backs at that move, out of that move also. But unfortunately, Sissy Rose was just a bit of collateral damage for him there with that little scrap going on ahead of him.
Yeah, really interesting at the front now. Elite's beginning to just about stretch his lead, but Legends has not let Swish get out of that DRS range. So Yeah, we've got the old DRS train from second down to fifth with Brent. If he can get within that 1 second as well, then these sort of fight can put on a bit of a show today.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm just on board here with Anthem, and that's yellow flags. And there's that the Williams again of Dino, and he's retired there. He's actually gone off and into the barrier, and that is a big shame for him. And it's a virtual safety car. He's there over in the barriers, which is a very big shame. I don't know how he's got the car there. Maybe just lost it on the curb, tried to recuperate it, lost it again. It's just a number of things that can happen to lead it. But we all know how deadly that car can be as Brent pits.
Yeah.
Brent tries to take advantage of the virtual safety car with the 2-stop, and I imagine it's going to be the 2-stop for him. Also, Mike comes into the pits, and he's in and out, serviced by the Renault team there, and he's come back. He's going to come back out, I think, near the bottom, but it was also very smart for him to do that under the virtual safety car.
Yeah, he's going back into mediums. Could work out quite well for this Brent, because the top sort of 6 will just begin now to start losing some of that performance in their soft tyres, because once you get sort of 6, 7, 8, you begin to run out of tyres with the soft, so it's not going to be long before these guys start thinking about pitting unless they're extending.
Oh, look at the amount of drive-through penalties!
Oh, wow!
6 drive-through penalties have been given. Psycho Swish, NRC Island, Boots, Skitty Feet, Storm, and Ramos all receiving drive-through penalties, and Speedy, he's just dropped down a couple of places also.
That's got to be... Oh, man.
Let me double check that one. Yes, they're all drive-through penalties.
Wow.
6 drivers picking up drive-through penalties. Once again, that is Swish, Boots, Speedy, Storm, Reckless, and Ramos. All picking up drive-through penalties.
I've seen it before.
That is going to change this game.
Oh, yeah, I've seen it before with the Delta just sort of... It looks like you're breathing, it just flicks, and all of a sudden you're in the red, and it looks like it's caught 6 drivers out there. Yeah, I can't imagine all 6 drivers were really that badly on the limits. I can only imagine they've had that sort of DSC issue where it's gone from green to red and just flicked over.
Speedy takes his now. Speedy comes in and takes his now. What does Storm do? Storm does his now also. Reckless stays out, and Ramos also does his and nearly goes into the back of Storm. Locks up massively to avoid him, and that is a big shame, and has changed some positions here for some of the boys here, and that's going to be a shame because these are coming to the end of their tyre life now also, and that they're going to have to pit again, which is a dreadful shame. Yeah,
this has really opened up again for sort of the podium positions, because obviously Psycho Switch was running fairly close to a lead and had Legends behind him, and now he's gonna drop well down the field.
I have never ever in all my times commentating here in European Race Night, from F1 2019 to now in our second season of F1 2020, I have never seen more than 3 drive-through penalties be given under a virtual safety car or a safety car or anything like that, and that was just insane. Wow.
Yeah, mad.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, Hazelbury 6 drives to that is crazy. Yeah, absolutely nuts here. And, well, it wouldn't be an ERN Division 2 race without some form of drama, would it?
No, definitely not, as I'm just currently on board with NRC Island, and Island now is right behind Legends, getting a bit twitchy as ahead of him Cycle Swish comes in to take his drive-through penalty. Boots comes in to take his drive-through penalty now also. Let's quickly have a look at NRC Island. This is going to be close enough. I don't think he's going to be close enough on this occasion. Does Reckless come in to serve his drive-through penalty? Yes, he does. So all drive-through penalties will be served here.
I have to say, with all those issues now, with some of the, especially with Elite's closest challenger, Swish in the drive-through, it hands the trophy, at least into one of Elite's hands. Once again, his rivals either make mistakes for falling down or not qualifying particularly well. And he's got himself a lovely 4-second buffer now, back to Mercedes.
Yep, and here we go, Reckless and Storm coming out of the pits at the same time. Reckless coming out, and Storm is going to do an undercut here, and he's got that move done. He's got it done round the outside. That was beautiful. Reckless now under pressure here from ERN Ramos. Ramos has also got that move done now. Mike is going to have a look at him now down the inside into turn 3. So Reckless's drive-through penalty coming out of the pits has cost him 3 places on track also. So that is huge there for the McLaren. That is a big shame. When it rains, it pours, they say. And boy, oh boy, is it pouring for him today.
Yeah, really unlucky there. Obviously, he saw him going around the outside and just thought like he did get traction out of turn 2. And that put him under huge pressure. And yeah, like you said, he's now lost 3 places coming out of the pits. And it's going to be a tough old drive back for him now for Reckless.
Oh, here goes BC Legends into the pits. Island was looking very nice and comfortable to overtake him on that straight. So Legends going for a undercut. Elite has also come into the pits. He's changing his tyres, going for the hards, I imagine. Skeefy on those medium compounds is looking in a very nice place now with all the drive-through penalties happening around him. And could be on for a little podium here. And I said Skeefy. I didn't say the one I wanted. I said Skeefy, and this could be a good decision.
Just noticed Elite has gone medium, so he's gone for the 2-stop like he did in Australia.
He's going for 2-stop, and Felipe's trying to battle him here as he was coming out at the pits, and Elite just managed to get round him. Nearly a little bit of contact. Luckily, there was no contact between the two, and I imagine that would have been not a very nice conversation between both drivers afterwards if that one would have turned sour.
Yeah, that was crucial for Elite. He did not want to be behind that gaggle of 3 cars. He needed to make sure he got out ahead of them, so really crucial for his race, because next up is his teammate, and I can't imagine him making it too difficult for him, of course, I think, especially pitting soon anyway, actually.
Yeah, then so is Mike going to send it into turn 4 and 5 here with Ramos? I don't think he does, and that is close enough for Steve and Boots. These two side by side, Boots and the Haas, the Renault and the Haas. Here we go. They're going to go side by side into 4 and 5. There's contact, and luckily, I don't think there's too much damage or any damage. In fact, just a little bit of unstable driving and a little bit of recuperation for the drivers there. Here comes Mike on ERN. Ramos, he's going to look down the inside here towards the left-hander after the DRS straight. Is he going to get this move done? Yes, he does, and moves into 13th place. Was Ramos able to get a switch back? And not on this occasion.
Island's in the pits now. He's put on hard tyres, so this is where it's going to be interesting. Island's going for the 1-stop. Obviously, he's done medium to hards. Elite will obviously be doing the 2-stop. As we've just seen, Legends will be 1-stopping by the looks of it. He's gone straight onto the hard tyres. So, yeah, these guys are going to have to put a foot down now because Elite is going to be slamming it to try and get through to his next stint.
Yeah, definitely so. With Steve and Boots are still battling here at the back of the grid. These two really going toe-to-toe as Reckless and Ramos. These two are going side by side here. Ramos on the outside. Reckless will now have to switch, come out of that and maybe try and switch back. But Boots, Steve, and Sissy Bros all going side by side into turn 1. The 3 abreast here. Sissy Bros gets pushed out wide. Steve goes round through all of them. And Boots stays in 17th place. And Sissy Bros losing most of that battle. Is Boots going to try and challenge back? And Sissy Bros drops off by nearly a second there, so a big shame for him.
Brent all over the back of Felipe's Ferrari as well now.
Brent all over Felipe on those hard compound tyres. He's trying to take him to, not take him to the end, he's trying to go long and the softs on at the end. I mean, I tried that in Australia, but with the mediums, and we all know how that went. I imagine you were also laughing too, Massey. How dare you?
I was shocked, a little bit inside laughing.
Yeah, you know what, fair enough. As Boots and Steve, these two still battling here. The Haas and the Renault. This is insane from these two from the back of the grid. 16th place these two are battling for. 9 seconds behind 15th. And they're really going for it, but Brent is going to go for it here on Felipe. He's going down the inside. Felipe tries to get a nice exit there, but I don't think he's got the one that he needs. And Felipe drops down to 7th, and Brent back up into 6th place. As Reckless now and Ramos, these two are battling. Boots comes into the pits. In fact, I think Boots made a mistake because he was right on the back of Reckless. And
he was?
No, he's not. I'm getting confused with both Hasses. Never mind. But here comes Ramos on the inside of Reckless. Let's see what he's going to do here. Reckless trying to do a switchback. Is that switchback going to be decent enough? He's got his nose in, but it's not going to be good enough. And Ramos moves up into 14th place as Reckless picks up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings.
I think for Psycho Swish, looking at the amount of time he's losing those softs, I think he needs to get rid of those softs ASAP. He's lost a huge amount of time to his teammate in just 2 or 3 laps.
Yeah, definitely. So that's a yellow flag, and that's a Haas round. That's Steve in the barrier. any wing damage on that car, Bassi?
Yes, no wing at all left on that car. It has completely gone.
It's a virtual safety car as well.
And then straight on.
Is a virtual safety car. Big shame for him. So that has caused another virtual safety car. And that's kind of perfect right now for Cycle Swish. He's at the pit entrance. And that is going to save him a little bit of time. Skeefy also comes into the pit. So does Christoph. So this has really worked for Christoph, in fact.
Really
Look at Christoph. This has worked beautifully for him. This virtual safety car has come at the right time for these medium runners.
Yeah, the loss of the front wing, unfortunately, has not improved the Haas's downforce. Yeah.
To be fair, I didn't think it could get any worse, did it?
Yeah, they weren't the fastest, though, were they?
Not the more like the most spinny car. It sounds about right for me, to be perfectly honest. Oh, Jezza, no drive-through penalty. Does Speedy have another one? Does Speedy have another drive-through penalty?
Oh,
yes,
no,
he does.
Speedy.
Another drive-through penalty. His second drive-through today. What is going on in the Bahrain? It's the humidity causing these drivers just to lose focus here. I'm not too sure. A big shame. A big shame here. Drive-throughs causing all sorts of bothers.
Is that an alpha off?
That is an alpha off, and that is Speedy. No damage on the car. Just, very hot tyres by the look of those hard compound tyres where I was trying to get the power down. And a big shame for him. It's gone from bad to worse. Started in 7th place, did Speedy, and is now down at the back of the grid with a drive-through penalty to serve. Yeah,
real shame for Jezza as well. He was beginning to... I'm not sure by the looks of it, potentially go for a 2-star, who's slowly making his way up, but now he's going to drive through as well.
Yellow flag sector 1, and that's Anthem. Anthem is off the track. Elite goes into the lead as Anthem got damage on that car. I think he's got a front right end plate missing. I'm not 100% sure. I couldn't see properly. Yes, he does. Front right end plate for Anthem. So that is a big shame for him also.
And just as we saw last week, Elite's closest rivals buckling under the pressure. And once again, it's going to be Elite 2-stop versus the 1-stoppers.
Here comes Mike. Oh, on Storm. I thought he was going to dive that one there. Sorry, Massey, but he doesn't and stays in check. Good to see that. But yeah, like you mentioned, in Australia, it was very close for Elite, and we saw Elite's pace there originally, with all the drivers buckling under pressure, and it's just unbelievable what is happening here today in Bahrain. The heat is definitely getting to some people here today.
Yeah, playing with people's deltas and breaking their systems. It's I've never seen anything like it. It's I mean, I can't imagine it's the drivers. I mean, I've seen the glitch. I've been a victim of the glitch. Yeah. 6 drivers. I can only think that's what's happened.
It's a big shame. It'll be interesting to hear from the Div 2 boys after this race to see what their thoughts were, and we can report back in Div 3 to let you guys know if this was a glitch or anything like that. But I'm looking here on board with Beastie Legends. He's right in the back of Felipe. He's going to look down the inside of Felipe here, and he's going to do this now. Felipe's got the inside line, Legends on the outside line. Legends gets that move done very nicely indeed and moves himself up into 3rd. Felipe's trying to challenge back though down the inside. The McLaren's looking interested. Felipe does go down the inside. It's going to be very close between the two, and Felipe has to concede that place, and that's going to put NRC Island right on the back of him there.
Boots has just made the move on Jezza into turn 1 as well.
I mean, it's a big shame for Jezza too, because he literally just did the pit stop on the virtual safety car.
Yes.
And now he has another drive-through penalty, which is a big shame.
Yeah, it's going to drop him right down. Cycle Swish back up to 10th after his drive-through, so he's slowly making his way back up. But yeah, if Elite breaks any more of a gap now, he's not going to be far away from having that gap to be able to make his second stop. He is absolutely pushing. He's got about 10 seconds at the moment to his closest 1-stop rival.
Yeah, Swish and Mike, them two going a little bit wide off the racing line down the DRS straight there. I'm looking at another battle. further down the grid as we look at Ireland just coming around the final corner, maybe get a chance to get Felipe here. He needs to clear Felipe, in fact. But another battle that is brewing down the bottom of the grid is behind Storm of Reckless and Ramos. Here comes Ireland, in fact. Gonna get this move done on Felipe. He needs to get it done nicely. Going down the inside line. Felipe once again trying to hang it around the outside, but has to concede on that place on those old hard compound tyres. And Ireland moves himself back up into 4th place.
Yes, be in the chat, don't believe this. Yeah, it's been, even from our eyes, just seeing the penalty pop up, it's been crazy, but to be caught twice, so unlucky. Yeah. Yeah,
a big shame as Jezza comes in for his drive-through penalty also. As I'm just looking here with Ramos, just dropped off a little bit there compared to Storm, and I'm just looking, I can see Jez is about to come out of the pits, but I don't think he's going to bother that pack of Storm, Ramos on Reckless, but he can certainly catch up to it on those medium compound tyres and put himself in that mix.
The one stop in hard runners now of Legends in Ireland have caught up to the back of Brent's medium stint. So I'm not sure how long Brent will go on these mediums. Hopefully he'll be really quick at the end. But Legends and Ireland are going to need to clear Brent ASAP, because it's they're going to need to start putting pressure on Elite. Someone's going to need to start putting pressure on Elite.
Yeah, definitely so. 10 seconds to the car in front, which is a huge difference here. Ireland is looking to try and challenge BCT Legends. He's within 4/10 of BCT Legends up ahead of him. He's on one lap younger tyre compared to BCT Legends, and they're, like you say, right behind Brent now on those mediums. So those mediums starting to die off a little bit, but we've got to remember Elite is also on those medium compound tyres. He's also got the gearbox glitch, so we're not going to listen to him. He's also on the medium, so this could be very interesting for him. I mean, Skeefy right now in 7th place on 3-lap-old hards, with Christoph ahead of him on the same amount. These two have had a fantastic race to put themselves where they are, and could be fighting for a podium position once the 2-stoppers stop.
Could be really interesting, because where Elite's going to come out once he makes his stop, he needs to try and build the gap. Ideally, in front of Felipe, but it's how quickly those mediums last and when Felipe decides to pit, because he doesn't want to come out behind that gaggle of cars towards the back end of the top 10, because that's going to make life really difficult as he tries to close down the likes of Legends, Elite, Skeefy and Christoph near the end.
Yeah, definitely so. I mean, I'm just looking here. BCT Legend, he's all over the back of Brent, so those tyres are definitely starting to fade now. But not as much as the softs would be on these amount of laps. But this is around the pit window now for the 2-stop strategy.
Yeah, definitely. But he needs to get this done now. He's losing too much time to Elite now. Brent's falling back with the tyres a little more worn. Is he going to go for it?
I think he is. He's going to go down the inside. There he goes. He goes for the move there. Oh, Brent's keeping it down the inside, though. That was a good defense there for Brent. Hopefully there's no contact between the two as they both battle, and they're both squirming around there trying to get rid of each other. But the Renault was looking to try and hang it around the outside, but on this occasion, the Mercedes cuts in front and gets that move done as Boots passes Felipe. So Felipe comes into the pits there, and technically right now Christoph and Skeefy are fighting for net P1 and 2 as Felipe comes out right alongside Anthem and gets ahead of Anthem there on those medium compound tyres, which could be crucial for him as Reckless and Ramos, these two are going side by side now. These two going into turn 1, Reckless on the inside line, Ramos on the outside line. Does Ramos try and do a switch back and get a good exit here on those hard compound tyres? He does. He has a little bit of a punt there into the back of the McLaren. He's now got overtake enabled and DRS enabled, heading towards turn 3. DRS enabled, and he gets that move done and gets back at Reckless there and moves himself back up into 15th place.
I think Ireland is going to get Brent on the next straight, on the next DRS zone. He had a chance on the previous DRS zone, but Brent just about managed to stay within a second of Legends, which aided him in getting DRS. But again, as we said with Legends, Ireland needs to get this done on this straight because he can't let Legends get too far away.
Brent pits. Yeah, he comes into the pits, which clears Legends to get on the clears Ireland, sorry, to get on the back of Legends and try and get that DRS zone back from him. Skeefy is also on the back of Christoph. 4 attempts there, 4.5 seconds behind the front runners there. So they really start putting the power down here and seeing what they're able to do. I'm going to be interested to see where Brent comes out here. It's him and his teammate of Boots had a little bit of a battle. Boots goes through. Is he going to come by with Felipe? He is, and they're going to go side by side into turn 1. Felipe will be looking to try and go around the outside, and I think Brent just gets ahead just in time. But I think Felipe will be looking to challenge here, and he is going to challenge here. Overtake DRS, slipstream, squirming all over the place. He's going to go around for the outside line here. He's going for the outside line. It's turn 3. The Renault on the inside, and the Renault goes through and keeps that position there. Good defending there from Brent.
Yeah, what didn't help Brent is it looks like he got held in the pits, because I was watching the pits and it didn't look like a 5-second hold, it just looked like the team weren't willing to let him go yet.
Ramos round the outside of Reckless. Let's see how he's going to do here. The Haas versus McLaren. Ramos on the outside. Does he go through it? They've got to challenge into 4 and 5. No, they don't. And Ramos gets that move done and moves into 15th place.
Yeah, I've seen some really good racing today.
Yeah, we definitely have some very clean racing also. I mean, Skeefy's really on the back of Christoph here. Ireland is really trying to close the gap to Legends. 3-second time hunter there for Mike, which is a big shame for him. Don't think Legends is going to catch him on this straight, but I'm going to flip back to Skeefy here, because Skeefy is definitely going to catch Christoph, and he's alongside Christoph, and we're going to have another scrap here. It looks like this move is going to be done before turn 1, and Skeefy moves himself into 4th place. Let's just have a quick look of where Legends and the Mercedes of Ireland. No, I got them both mixed up. Ireland and the McLaren, Legends and the Mercedes. That's how it's meant to be. There we go. Oh, we come on board with a fight between Brent, Felipe and Boots. Felipe's trying to separate the 2 Renaults. Boots having to lock up massively to avoid the Ferrari. And that was maybe a little bit of a dangerous move there, but I'm not 100% as we just caught the last moments of that fight. And it's Ferrari splitting the 2 Renault boys up as Reckless and Ramos are once again going side by side into turn 1. Ramos once again will be looking for another switchback here and maybe trying to get Reckless on the exit, but I don't think on this occasion he's going to have the power to do so. Crazy racing today, and we still got 10 laps left.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to work out how long a pit stop is here, because I'm trying to work out where Elite might come out, and I'm just looking at it. I think he's staying out there because he's going to try and get out ahead of Shoof. And if he can do that, then I think it's going to be tough for the others to keep him behind. But if he comes out behind that Shoof switch battle, all of a sudden it becomes very interesting.
Yep, definitely so. I think he does. I think he's going to come behind Christoph as far as I know. But you've got to remember, all the drivers in front of him are going to the end, and it's about getting past them, which is the key issue. As Ramos and Reckless, once again, these 2 scrapping side by side, and there's a virtual safety car, and Speedy's out.
Oh, Speedy's gone.
Speedy is gone. Trying to see where he is. I'm on board with Elite. He will be here on the left-hand side. And there he is.
Oh, yeah, I know he's done.
Big touch the curb on the exit of 5. Touch the curb on the exit of 5 going into 6. And that car would have been very unsettled as Boots pits for softs. Boots comes in for softs, and that would have been perfect for Elite if that was a full safety car. But unfortunately, the game has gave him a virtual. A big shame for him.
Yeah, I imagine. I mean, I've seen longer DSCs before, but I would imagine that DSC will end before he gets to the pits. Unfortunately for him, fortunately for everybody else.
There we go. There we go. It is done. That is the virtual safety car over, and Christoph on the back of Skeefy. 5-7 separate the 2 of them. I think Elite has to pit now. I think this is his only option. I think he's doing a soft, medium, soft here. And I think this is Elite's time to now come into the pits and get that move done.
Yeah, he needs time to make his way through again, doesn't he? And you called it.
Yes, he is. Yep, there we go. Elite comes into the pits. And there, 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
Wow.
For Elite, that could just change everything in this race. BC Legends will now take the lead at the Grand Prix with Ireland behind him. Skeefy will be promoted into P3, and this is going to be a very interesting race.
We're going to see a frustrated Elite now. I think he's going to. No one's going to be pedal to the medal.
I've just realised something, Massey. What were my predictions?
Oh, God.
Skeefy, Legends, Ireland. Come on, Ireland! Go get him! Go get him, Ireland! Get the lottery numbers in for today, boys, because man's on a mission!
What was crucial, I said it before, Elite just got out ahead of the Swiss Shoot battle. literally just out in time for turn 1, so that has really helped him because he can now set about these hard runners and he's going to have so much more pace on those tyres.
Yeah, definitely so, but that 5-second time penalty is going to be critical for him also, and the gap between Skeefy and Ireland of 6.1 seconds is also going to be critical there. If Skeefy just needs to hang back, or these two, Christoph and Skeefy, if they could just hang back to the back of Elite, then he could literally just keep it at DRS or even slightly. All he got to do is be in 5 seconds, and there goes Elite, making his first move there, and that is Christoph boxed and dealt with. So already a man on a mission.
Yeah, he had so much more grip around that corner. He could brake so much later. It was like watching Bruno overtake me. The amount of grip he had.
Yeah, absolutely insane. He's already on the back of Skeefy. Look at this, man. DRS is about to get enabled. He doesn't need DRS because he's already alongside him before it's activated. Here comes Elite. DRS enabled. They're side by side, him and Skeefy. Is Skeefy going to challenge this? No, Elite cuts in front of him and blocks that challenge to come. And Elite moves back up into P3. But once again, that 5-second time penalty is going to cost him the most.
Yeah, the one thing that might help Ireland, if I'm Legends or Ireland, I'm thinking we can work together now, use the DRS with each other. Because that's going to be their only saving grace now. Because Elite's going to have all the grip in the world around the corners.
Boots on Storm. Boots just set the fastest lap of the race, and Boots has got that move done on Storm and moves himself up into P13.
If you already have the DRS zone of Elite there, yeah, the stuff there is
by 1.8 seconds. Yeah, definitely. So I mean, it's absolutely critical now for Elite. Needs to close that gap, which he is doing, but he also needs to close that gap enough and then pass them, then gain a gap of 5 seconds to them. As Boots with a switchback there on Sissy Bros is looking to go round the outside of the hairpin. Maybe does another switchback. He does do another switchback. Coming in now to the double left-hander. This is going to be risky. Boots on the outside. Sissy Bros on the inside. He's going to do another switchback, I imagine. No, he goes too deep.
Beautiful.
He goes too deep, but he goes round the outside and he gets that move done. ABR Boots hits as well placed. Fantastic racing from both of them.
Yeah, beautiful move there. Really good move. Again, more grip on the soft, but still round the outside of that corner. Nice.
Yeah, definitely. So, nice. As Christoph is captured to the back of Skeefy. Skeefy's gap with Christoph is the exact same gap between Legends and Ireland up ahead, but Elite has now brought that gap down 3.5 seconds. Remember, that is 3 seconds now. He has shaved off that time between the gap between Skeefy and Ireland, so that is critical for him to keep catching up, and Skeefy is now 4 seconds behind him. So that 5-second time penalty is not looking like it's going to affect falling behind Skeefy anymore.
Yeah, the one problem Elite might have, or will have, is once he catches these two, is Ireland will have DRS on Legends, so he might have to get a bit creative when it comes to the braking zones, because Ireland will have the pace down the straight, and we could see some side-by-side action.
Indeed, as we got currently Ramos and Reckless. These two are side by side currently in the Haas and the McLaren. We've seen these two just constantly together all race. And Ramos staying ahead in 15th place. There are battles up and down the field for all positions here in European Race Day. It is fantastic to see.
Yes, I'm intrigued by this front battle. Legends and Ireland have had a great race so far.
Here he comes. Toes trying to be... Ooh! A little bit close there. Ireland's trying to go around the outside. Here comes Legends on the inside. I don't think he's got that move done, unfortunately. Has tried to get a good exit here. Ireland, he doesn't get a good exit. Maybe a little bit of swerving there down the pit straight, trying to break the toe. May have not helped him there and may have just put him off a slight bit. Let's just have a quick look at Skeefy and Christoph. Christoph close, but I don't think he's going to be close enough on this occasion.
I think Ireland's just seen this big flash of him behind and thought, I'm going to need to get past this Mercedes quickly. I'm next on the hit list.
Yep, here comes Storm on Sissy Bros. Sissy Bros on 17 lap old hard. Storm on 9 lap old hards, and Storm gets that move done, and it's Reckless, Jezza, and Ramos, and these all going to try and battle here for 15th place. Is Jezza looking to go down the inside? He is looking to go down the inside here on the McLaren. Let's see how that's going to do. A switchback would be useful here for Jezza, and he does get the switchback very, very nicely, and is already alongside him here. DRS enabled for both cars. It's now a drag race for turn 3, and Jezza looks to have that move done on those medium compound tyres and moves himself up into 16th place as Sissy Bros picks up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, and Brent moves up into 8th place further up ahead.
Could see 3 wide down the straight here, 6/10 separating the top 3. Half a second now.
So Elite already on the back of the McLaren. Slipstream toes are being broken. Look how close they are. They're hitting the pit boards. Island is going round the outside. Island's got the move done. Elite darts down the inside. Contact between Legends and Island. Basically, Legends goes down the hits the back of Island. Now there's contact between the Racing Point, pushing him wide. The Racing Point gets ahead. I'm not going to be surprised if that is not. I'm going to be surprised if that is not an illegal overtake. But Elite moves himself up, and there's damage to BCT Legends. Front right end plate damage to Legends.
Yeah, I think did Island and Legends come together there a little bit, and when Legends sort of went to defend, there was no room for Elite, and yeah, Elite just about squeezed past. That was heart in mouth there, Elite. That was a 0-0 moment, and he made it work. And now he's got Island right where he wants him. These two, unfortunately, have come together and allowed Elite to climb all over him as he's about
Here comes Elite on the McLaren. Here he comes down the inside. He's got that move done already, and he is back into the lead, but 4 laps to go, and he needs to get a 5-second gap as quickly as he possibly can.
Yeah, if you're Legends, do you pit for the New Wing, or do you stay out with 4 laps to go?
Stay out, get the points. I mean, you've still got a 6.2 second gap to Skeefy behind you.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be worth running the risk to lose the amount of points that you've already got at this moment in time of 3rd place. You've got a podium, in fact. I understand he's dropping time to Island of 2.2 seconds now, but at the end of the day, he's still got 5.9 to Skeefy, and it's a podium place. So if it was me, I'd be staying out there as long as I possibly could. Let's have a look further back. Cycle Swish now has got onto the back of this battle, and that is Sissy Bros. Sissy Bros is off the track and into the barrier. Curb of Death virtual safety car. A 4th virtual safety car that we are seeing here today. And this is not helping Elite here. This is only keeping Island closer to him.
It is, and if Island can stay within that DRS, then now to get sort of the last lap, those softs are going to be pretty second-hand again.
Drive-through penalty.
Oh,
for Jezza, the 3rd drive-through penalty for Jezza. I'm pretty sure that is his 3rd one there, and that is a big shame for him. A storm pits for soft compound tyres, and he's going to look to try and take fastest lap of this race. Jezza retired in the pits, and I'm not surprised there, buddy. I'm really not surprised. A big shame for him there. Cycle Swish in 6th place on the back of Christoph and Skeefy. The battle for 4th place currently is underway, and Cycle Swish looking very strong there on those medium compound tyres. However, a little bit worn, I imagine, at this point compared to the hards.
Yeah, what was pushed for Elite is he did the perfect restart on the VFC and immediately pulled half a second on Island. So immediately got out of the DRS. Yeah,
definitely. So Cycle Swish 2/10. Yeah, it'll be the retired car, Jezza.
Oh, yeah.
Here comes Cycle Swish on Christoph. He's going to look to get this move done here, side by side, heading towards turn 1. Swish on the inside line, Christoph on the outside line. Ferrari versus Racing Point. Swish takes the inside. Here comes Christoph. He's going to defend. The gap isn't there, and that was very close. Swish moving up into 5th place, and that was a nice move there. Very clean from both drivers.
Really impressive that move to 14 lap old mediums and still keeping the pace, in fact more pace than the hard runners. Next on his list will be Skeefy.
Yep, definitely so. Skeefy just up ahead now, 6/10 between them two. If those mediums definitely have life in him, he could get this going.
Just got a time between Elite and Ant, 2.5 seconds. Elite needs another 2.5 seconds in the next 2.5 laps. So it is not over yet. It's not a given for Elite, but he is still stretching that advantage.
Yeah, but how much ERS is he on? He's on the lowest he could possibly be. So he hasn't got that much ERS to pull, and he doesn't have to get any DRS at the minute of anybody because he's the lead car. So, to be honest, he really has to start using his fuel and burn through that fuel as much as he possibly can to give every single power he needs.
Yeah, it needs, by my calculations, 1.5 seconds a lap in these last 2 laps to take victory.
I don't think it's doable.
It's got to be a stretch because those soft tyres now 6 laps old, and once they start to go, they're...
Oh, Renault off in his boots! Boots is retired! And here comes Psycho Swish round the outside of Skeefy, looking to get a good exit here. We'll go back to Boots in a second, but we're looking at this battle now. Fourth place, and Swish does get it all wrong, and he's on the gravel, and he's off! He spins the car around, and a big shame there for Swish. Just got it all wrong coming out of the exit of turn 2. Those mediums would not have been liking him, and that's a big shame for him. And there's Mike picking up the fastest lap of the race. 3-second time penalty for Felipe, and Swish drops down all the way to 9th place, and that eases a little bit of pressure for Skeefy there.
Surprised that wasn't with the VSC. Maybe they don't do them this far late in the race, or maybe we just had too many.
Yeah, true. Well, we've had 4. I think all the game can give us is 4, if I'm right in saying it. It can give you 3 safety cars.
Ah, okay.
That's the calculations people have done. As far as I know, that's what I've been told anyway. I mean, it could be a load of horse crap. I have no clue. But as far as I know, we have reached max capacity for virtual safety cars. But I think it's too late anyway to call a VSC now.
Elite now needs 9/10 of a second, or just over 9/10 of a second on this last lap.
Yeah. And he has no ERS, his fuel light's blinking. Ireland has got no ERS, he's trying his best to stay in this too.
This is gonna be so close.
It is literally going to be a couple of tenths. Elite needs to get, so does Ireland, needs to get every single corner absolutely spot on.
We said it'd be a 2 stop versus 1 stop, and
it certainly is.
oh, he's pulled a couple of tenths there. Did Ireland make a mistake? They just took a few tenths in one corner.
Yeah, it could have been those grits of those soft compound tyres, and he's nearly 3 more tenths.
Lost a
all
big chunk.
He needs. A big chunk as he heads into the double left-hander. Let's see how much he gets on this exit. We know how crucial those softs are going to be. He's up to 49. He needs a tenth of a second separates them two now. This is how close it is for these two. Reckless and Ramos, these two are battling all race, and they're still battling here. Storm retires in the pits. Big shame for him. He must have lost it on his fastest lap run. 4.8 seconds now between these two. This is absolutely insane. 4.9 between him and Ireland. Elite is now in the final corner. Let's see who's going to get this. We are moments away from finding out. Elite will cross the line in first place and take the Bahrain Grand Prix. Here comes Ireland. Can he steal it from him on penalties? Let's see if he can. No! By 14 hundredths of a second. Misses out on the win. And that is a huge shame for him there. But look how close that is for Division 1. Division 2, sorry. BCT Legends comes home in 3rd to get the podium spot. ERN Skeefy comes home in 4th. Christoph in 5th. Shoof 6th. Brent 7th. Psycho Swish moves up to 8th. Felipe in 9th. Anthem comes across the line in 10th. Mike will come across the line in 11th place. And Ramos and Reckless, these two still within a second of each other. Ramos will come and take 12. I imagine giving a little bit of a wave there to Reckless, saying GG, because they've been with each other the entirety of this race. Really battling further down the grid. So GG to both of them there. They definitely deserve fair credit for some fair racing. But what an insane finish that was.
Yeah, it just looked like Elite got the better eggs out of the last corner. I tell you what, I know at the start we were talking about Elite taking on Bruno. I want to see Ireland versus Elite again. I think those two are going to have a bit of a rivalry if those two stick together. Obviously, Ireland are 2 good second places now. So I believe, I can't look the standings on my phone, my little girl has my phone, but I believe that's going to mean Ireland and Elite are going to be almost neck and neck in the championship now.
Yeah, definitely so. Wow. Just wow. Unbelievable. An unbelievable finish. Elite takes P1 here in Bahrain. Ireland by 14 hundredths of a second. It stays in P2. Like, unbelievable. Look at that. That 5-second time penalty coming critical there. But we'll give you a quick little rundown here, ladies and gentlemen. Elite wins this race, followed by Ireland and BC Legends on the podiums in second and third. Follows out inside the top 10 of Skeefy, Christoph, Schuf, Brent, Psycho, Swish, Felipe, and Anthem rounding up the top 10. Outside the top 10 is as follows: Mike, Ramos, Reckless, Storm, Boots, unfortunately DNFing, but it says he finished. Jezza, Sissy Bros, Speedy, Steve, and Dino, all cars that we lost in this race, and a big shame there. But what a fantastic race it was here for Division 2, and wow, oh wow, did it take our breath away.
Yeah, incredible race. Big shout out to Steve. You called it in qualifying, started P16, 4th place. Incredible drive from Skeefy, so close to the podium, but once he put those soft boots on, it was always going to turn out to be Elite versus Ireland. That 5-second penalty that gave us one of the closest finishes we've had.
Yeah, definitely so, and what a race that was. I think we need to do some interviews, Massey. Who do you actually think we should get in? Elite or Ireland? That's my two I'm thinking. Ireland's point of view is also fantastic because he is fighting for that win, and he was so close to it. And Elite obviously defending that win. I don't know who to pick.
Let's get them both in. I want to hear what they both have to say. I bet they were both sweating in that one. I bet their pulse was absolutely racing.
Yeah, definitely so. I will ask them now in Discord if you want to invite them. Let me see what I can do. Let's get these two in for a little interview.
Okay, invite sent.
Lovely stuff. But wow, oh wow, here they are. Gentlemen, please include your audio in the party. We'll get through both of you because that was a splendid finish to an incredible race there. Me and Massey definitely had fun here in the commentary box. Ireland, let me just get your thoughts on it first.
My race went exactly as planned. No penalties or damage or anything. And Elite game in the end with a 5-second penalty, and I just tried to hold it. And on the final straight across the line, I think the delta was like 4.988, so I had my hopes, but it didn't go that way.
Yeah, a big shade there. 14 hundredths of a second you missed out by, which was absolutely critical, but still did well to keep within that 5 seconds. I mean, Elite, you were pushing like crazy on those soft compound tyres coming back through the field. Let me get your thoughts on that race so far.
Yeah, man. Jesus Christ, nah, that was. Oh, I'm shaking. I am actually shaking. From start to finish, I felt like the pace was there the entire. I felt like the win was deserved, but you know that 5 second. I was on 50 miles an hour when I came out of the pits as well. I was fuming, but it gave me it. Then I was like, when I came out of the pits, I seen everyone on the hards in front of me, and I seen the gap between the two cars in front of me and the leaders, and I was like, oh nah, so that's not happening. And then I just realised I was reeling them in, and then I think Legends lost a bit of his front wing trying to attack Ireland into turn 1, which made it a tiny bit easier. And then as soon as I overtook Ireland, I was like, right, hammer down, and it came to the last corner, and I realised it, and I was like 4.998 across the line. I was like 5.003. It's gonna happen. And then as soon as I crossed the line, I seen 0.014. I was like, you fucking dancer! I was fucking mad. Oh, I'm buzzing. I felt like I should have won Australia, but I didn't realise how the strategy worked out. So Australia for me is the one that got away, but I'm happy to win this. That was solid from me.
Yeah. absolutely unbelievable from the pair of you. Island, you were pushing to keep with him, and you were pushing to keep away from him. You were really sending it on a few people. Skeefy and Christoph, you boxed off and dealt with very, very quickly as soon as you pitted for the soft compound tyres. And yeah, if any closer, and if you were held up by them any more than you were, then I imagine you wouldn't have won this race. I mean, we saw how close it was with that penalty.
Yeah, probably not, but you know, I think if Legends hadn't lost his wing in turn 1 Island, it would have made it a bit more difficult, because then we'd have overtaken both of them. But you know, when he lost his wing, I was like, you know what, I'm going around the outside of you, I don't care. And he forced me a little wide, and we'll move past that. But I need a drink. Strong whiskey it is for me tonight, I'm telling you that.
I'm not surprised. I am
Massey,
not surprised.
you need to move your bum, because I believe you have a race with us.
Oh, on BRF1.
You know, racing Div 3? Or are you Div 2 now?
Div 2.
Oh yeah, I don't keep track. I'm not none of that, even I don't even keep track.
Yeah, I've got to say that was
any...
yeah, I was going to say that despite it not being a side-by-side battle of the line, that was the most entertaining finishes to the race I can remember.
I think it's the most I've ever drove. I was not looking where I was going and looking at a gap in a relative. Ever.
I was saying, I bet you were sweating. I bet you were
Sweating's an understatement, mate. I'm not.
Yeah,
massive in the rocks it is for me now. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, massive congratulations. I think there's it looks like a good battle developing, because Ireland, that's your second place now. Did you come 4th in Australia? So I believe you two are going to be
4th with the fastest lap.
neck and neck now.
Yeah, it's certainly brewing here in Division 2. Gentlemen, thank you very much for coming in for the interview. Congratulations to both of you. It's been a fantastic race here today. That is it for us, ladies and gentlemen, here at European Race Day. It's been a fantastic race here for Division 2. We'll be back tomorrow at 7:30. And on Wednesday at 7:30 for Division 3 and Division 4. Hanoi is up next for Division 1 and 2. So that's going to be very interesting to see there down at that street circuit. I've been Dame Zero, your lead commentator, alongside me, Mr. ERN Massey. We do hope that you have both enjoyed, and we will see you all next time for Division 2. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.